Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, chapter 115. When we last left our heroes, we escaped the giant robot real quickly, or I think we might have destroyed him, not entirely sure. But then we saw back at the Eden Zero, they were under attack by a bunch of drones, which may or may not be from Poseidon Nero's army, and may or may not be from the bots on Foresta. Meanwhile, Shiki and the gang escaped from like a mob of robots, met a cute little bird-looking thing, and then the bird was killed by Mora from Poseidon Nero's army, who used his glue powers to bind up Shiki and the gang. And that's kind of where we left off going into this week. So let's jump right on into chapter 115, the Battle of Foresta. Our picture here is of Witch surrounded by bats on a stairwell in, I think it's a Cheongsam, it's called? Let's just call that a camera angle. And move on to the chapter. So we open right where we left off with the gang bound by Mora's glue. Shiki pulls against it. What is this stuff? Why is glue? As Homura struggles, it is exceedingly unpleasant. And Rebecca asks, why would you do this? Couchpo, you know nobody can eat glue. And then Mora walks over, and he eyes Pino. There's still a droid left in it. And Shiki yells at him, don't you dare hurt Pino. Well, I meant to kill all the bots, so shaha. And he points his little gun glue stick thing at Pino. And Rebecca yells, Happy! Aye, sir! And Happy turns back into his rifles and whirls up towards, oh no, I think Happy is, at this moment, kind of taking on a mind of his own here? Or, taking on animates? He's becoming animate, not inanimate any longer. There we go. As he shoots at Mora. Whoopsie daisy, and Mora kind of dodges. Oh no, without Rebecca, I can't aim. Wait, what? Is that how this... I mean, I guess he doesn't really have eyes right now. And so Mora very easily shoots him with the glue. Wah! And he hits again. He hits the tree. Chalking weapons. That's a sight in it. I'm gonna have to destroy you later, too. And so, yeah, he's bound Happy as well, which is not a great state, given that he's, at this point, just a pair of guns. But Shiki, we see, is pulling against a tree. And the tree starts to become uprooted. Just probably, like, Satan gravity has to be involved in that, right? It's not just Shiki is that strong. But yeah, he gets the whole tree up with him. And Mora looks over. Couchpo, he uprooted the entire tree? And Wise, just shocked, asks, how can you use either gear while tied up? He is bound, but of course. And Rebecca fills in. As long as he can move his arms, it doesn't matter if he's tied up. Yeah, we see his arms are mostly free. And they have been since the beginning, actually. The glue just mainly bound Shiki's body. So yeah, with his ether gear, he was able to uproot the tree. And Shiki yells, "Rah!" And we see... I'm trying to tell what's going on in this panel on the middle of page 6. Is it him slamming the tree down on Mora, or is he running at Mora? It looks like he's just slamming it down. And Mora just looks up, wait and Pino falls to the ground. Eek! He hit me with a tree! And Mora goes flying in the impact. But just then, he grins. And he turns into glue. Okay. That's dangerous. Or, like, he kind of turns into glue. You see, like, his arms and feet kind of... glue extends past them a little bit. So it might be more that he doesn't turn into glue. We see at the top of page 8, he's used his glue to catch himself on the trees. And it might just be him summoning glue normally. Interestingly, not from his cane, in at least 3 of the limbs. Um, so maybe the cane isn't actually necessary. It's more of like a dramatic thing. I'm not sure. Um, but anyway, as Mora kind of like rests, like collects himself, Shiki looks at him, and then oh no, he's using it like a slingshot, and he slings himself at Shiki and just yells, "In it!" I think at this point, his verbal quirk is just becoming kind of meaningless. Um, but he jabs Shiki in the gut with the butt of his cane. Gah! And the force of that plows Shiki through the tree, like completely. The tree shatters into Shiki! And Shiki kind of does a little spin and lands on another tree. And he just grins. I finally got all that sticky stuff off. And Mora looks up at him. Oh ho, you also have sticking powers, eh? I mean, I guess technically, yeah. And Wise looks at Mora. He's using Ether Gear too. He has glue abilities. Pino called up to him. Master, please be careful. And Shiki jumps down to start the fight again. I don't know who you are, but what makes you think you can just kill bots like that? And he goes to like throw a punch at Mora. Mora just casually responds, "Nothing really. I'm just busting him up because it's my mission in it." And Shiki responds, "Androids have hearts too." And Mora just looks at him questioningly. Androids have hearts? And Shiki sends his fist through Mora, and Mora's body does turn to glue. I was right the first time. So Shiki can't really land a hit. And Shiki's shocked at that. And Rebecca exclaims, "His face?" And Mora just looks at him. "That's a load of rubbish, isn't it?" And then Mora kicks Shiki with his glue leg. "You're ridiculous!" And he does this kind of spinning kick that slams Shiki into the ground. Shahahaha! The only thing bots are good for is being smashed. They're lower than humans. Infinitely worthless pieces of scrap. He throws in it in the middle of infinite. Oh my god. That's good. I was criticizing his use of in it earlier, but that makes it worth it. And just then, I'm guessing this is one of the other members of Mora's team, Mora. And Mora turns to look at her. "You're offending Orc. You know he's half machine." So yeah, so it's Orc and Brittany were their names, and we see one of Orc's arms is mechanical, and he's carrying a gigantic robot head, like a different giant robot from last chapter's giant robot, because I don't think that giant robot's head was several times larger than Orc. Anyway, Orc responds, "It doesn't bother me, Brittany. Besides, we're in the middle of a mission." And Wise calls out, "There's more of them?" And Mora responds to them, "Thing is, this brat was cheeking me." And Homura still struggles against the glue. "Shiki mustn't fight alone. We must remove this glue." And Shiki just kind of sits there silently. And Orc turns to look at him. This ether. Yes. And Brittany puts a finger to her eye. Identification code. Demon King. Oh, are they gonna think he's allied with Ziggy? Oh, this could be bad. And Orc responds, "The same as Shora's." Okay, that's not Ziggy. Unless Ziggy's name is also Shora. And then we see the Eden Zero. Back with as you may recall, they were fighting drones when we last checked in last chapter. We see a whole bunch of explosions. As we see Chris fighting in one of the little ships. "What are these things?" Laguna doing the same. "Bots are outside my specialty." And he shoots a bunch of them down too. And then we see Sylph kind of uses her ether to have the bullets come on or circle around herself with her wind ether. Those bullets, they won't work on me. Oh, so okay. The first panel, it looked to me like the first panel was clean shooting, But that's definitely not what was going on. Clean was being shot at, and then the bullets all circle around her. Those bullets, they won't work on me. Now for payback. And she sends the bullets out and just uses them to destroy the drones. And sister on the bridge. Clean's power is really something. Yes, the air current ether gear, wind flow. Here's something I've kind of been wondering though. Where do these ether gears get names? Because like they seem to be innate, right? Like with Cat Leaper. Cat Leaper is seemingly Rebecca's own unique ether gear that was developed, maybe a few weeks ago in universe. And yet, as soon as she got it, hell, even before she got it had already had a name. So, what's going on with that? Maybe we'll get more info about that one day. Until then, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Yes, the air current ether gear, wind flow. And then Sister tells the three of them and their fighters, we're laying down cover fire from here, but don't let the enemy anywhere near the ship. Understand? Laguna responds, of course we understand. And we see Mosco. Mosco doesn't even need a fighter. He is just flying out there. Moskoi, and he's just like slapping the robots until they die. He can fly, but he's slapping them. What the hell? You know what, Mosco? Mosco, never change. Never change, man. You're just the best. And then Clean calls out, brother, enemy approaching at 3 o'clock. Got it. Activating objective visor. And we see he just starts shooting at the drones. I can't believe I'm doing work for no pay. What a mood, Chris. And Witch tells them, the three of you are all impressive fighters. We're lucky to have you. And Mosco, I'm weighing in too. And Witch calls out, Hermit, get in the gunner seat. Hermit, are you listening to me? This is no time to hold up in your room. But we see, though, Hermit is in her room. Okay, what's she up to? The bots on this planet all revolted because of Ziggy. Did he hack every android on the planet simultaneously? How? Did he build a server somewhere? Then he could use the internet from there to... and then she's like jolts as she, I think, figures something out. This could be trouble. If we don't stop this, it could corrupt the shining stars, too. Okay. Okay. That could be something. I don't know. Maybe we will see. I mean, of course, it won't be a permanent thing. If the shining stars do get corrupted, but we could see, our heroes have to fight the shining stars to stop them. If the shining stars turn on them, which could definitely be interesting. A kind of hero versus hero fight. That's always kind of exciting to see. But yeah, the chapter is just it's fun. It really is just a fighting chapter, though. There's not a whole lot to really dig into here. It's just, Shiki and his fight with Mora for the first 2/3, or more like 3/4. The first 3/4 are really Shiki and his fight with Mora, including the arrival of Orc and Brittany. The main thing here is that Shiki is kind of outclassed. Just because Mora's ether gear, unless Shiki can find a way to counter it, is kind of unbeatable. I mean, it definitely can be beat. But, it definitely calls to mind Juvia in Fairy Tail. Both because, the whole my body is a liquid substance kind of thing. And in that, Gray was an ice mage, and so the ice and water, he was able to, freeze her to win that fight, as I recall correctly. It's been a long time since I've seen Phantom Lord, but I think that's right. But no one on our crew really... maybe Laguna's water ether could be a good match for Mora. But we'll have to see how all that shakes out. The other big thing here, though, is Demon King, the same as Shora's, Orc says. And unless Shora is an alternate rating for Ziggy, which given the fact that later in the chapter Hermit uses Ziggy, makes me kind of skeptical of that. That means there's a third Demon King that Ziggy and Shiki are both related to. So place your bets as to what that could mean. But then, after that, we cut back to the Eden Zero, who are just kind of destroying some mindless bots. Not even bots, they're just drones. The highlight of this part is, of course, flying Mosco. Like, force palms, drones left and right. What a legend. He's just a king. Mosco is a king, and I love him. But then we have the reveal of of something about the virus could corrupt the Shining Stars as well as normal bots. Which is a bad sign. But an exciting sign. So yeah, all in all, this is a fun chapter, and I'm really excited to see where we go from here. But it's just some fun combat. And there's, fun combat is always good. So, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!